Little Jayco 175 RD rear dinette couples camper here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. 2,900 pounds, and there's a link in the video description for you YouTube type folks at home to check for price and availability so you can see exactly what we're asking and tank capacities and links and easy stuff like that. This is a member of the #1 selling series of travel trailers for like 11 straight years or some silly number like that. Just completely unprecedented what they've accomplished in trailers. They're so far ahead, it's just every year it's a race for #2. So why? That's what I want to focus on. What are the little things in this trailer that have made it so darn successful? The short answer is it's just built right, and that's why it has twice the warranty of things in this segment. But it's little details, like some brands are still doing a front window in a little camper like this, but this is the largest in class front window. Jayco goes a step further. Not every brand gives you that weather shield up front to help protect that window in transit. Jayco's still doing that. This is built exactly like the rest of the J-Flights, just smaller. For instance, you know, the same floor structure, the same roof structure. You can actually walk on this. These little micro campers are not all walk-on roofing. That's a big difference you guys don't realize. They're still doing a diamond plate up front. They're doing all the things of their big brother J-Flight, just in a smaller package. And this is smaller. This is narrow body, 7.5 wide instead of a full 8 foot wide. That 6 inches makes a big difference. That 6 inches means this does not stick out past your vehicle, so it's easier to see around when you're going down the road or when you're parking. You'll notice there's still tinting windows on their little mini campers here at Jayco. Not every brand does that. The tinted windows keep it cooler inside and they give you more privacy. They're using radials. You know, not bias plies. There's still some bias plies out there in this little segment, and they have a galvanized steel protective wheel well. So God forbid you have a blowout, because man, I can't think of many things that'll just dampen your day quicker than having a tire blowout on a single axle trailer. You know, you've got a protective barrier there to help keep that belted radial from busting up your trailer. Because, you know, your trailer gets busted up, your weekend gets busted up, now nobody's having fun, and that's not awesome. By the way, just little quality structure differences on these Jaycos. These darker colored aluminum bands, they actually make that with a 20% thicker aluminum than the white parts, because the darker bands absorb more heat. Well, the thicker aluminum helps fight heat expansion and contraction. That's what helps this thing keep its structure better long term. Speaking of long-term use, longevity, reliability, we have not just LED tail lights, but also LED marker lights, LED all lights, inside lights even. So all your lights are LEDs. You'll see that all the windows on these Jaycos do open for breeze. That's a nice thing too. Not Febreze as in like the fabric refresh. I think you know what I mean. Never mind. Amazingly, although a spare tire is standard here on a Jayco, it is not standard in this product segment. Most, and the vast majority, when I say most, of these little trailers do not have a you know, spare tire on them. Jayco was one of the very first, they might have actually been the very first in the segment to adopt a power awning standard across the board. And what's nice about that is when it's built in standard, you get that money in a resale or trade scenario. You don't have to pay extra for that. You know, because, you know, if you had fancy rims to a truck, you're not getting that money back. We all know. We're looking at it like, heck yeah, I got awesome wheels here, brother. But, you know, you don't get that money back. Same outside speaker system as a Jayco designer. I mean, the biggest, baddest cat they make, it's the same system here. So they've kept the good parts where they count. Now, storage, especially outside storage, is really tough to come by in a little micro camper like this. However, this floor plan with a rear dinette and a front bed that both go wall to wall allow for the inclusion of not one, but two big outside storage compartments right here. Now that's actually the microwave box under the front bed. It's so large that there's just no problem with having it in there. I kind of wanted to leave that in there to show you how big it is. Now you'll notice that box is bigger than this baggage door. That's because you can get to the storage from inside under the bed. Remember, twice the warranty, better construction makes a difference. Step inside here for you. Even the entry door is strutted so that, you know, when I wake up, or I mean, let's say you're just having a rough day for some reason. You're supposed to be out camping and having a good time, but you're having a rough day. Let's just say you throw that door wide open. Well, this strut's gonna catch it. I mean, we all have bad moments. I know I do. I have a hard time, like, I'm one of those, I don't throw things, but oh, I want to sometimes. And, you know, it's nice to have that extra little safeguard catch there. I have been known to slam a door or two, but hey, who hasn't? So, real quick, I want to mention, this is called the Brick Decor, as in another in the wall. But the one that we have in stock might have different fabrics than this one. It probably won't have different equipment unless Jayco changes how they're equipping these things. This is just a pretty generic rank and file run type product. Now, one of the things I like about this, well, one of many, is that you walk right in and it's carpetless. This is very easy to keep clean. You know, there's those mornings where certain campsites, they're really sandy and dirty and you just can't help but track dirt through your trailer. This is super, super easy to clean, guys. Another thing I like is because they have this very old school Fleetwood style extra wardrobe segment right here next to your front bed. That makes just a nice wide open entry area. Plenty of room to sit down, kick off your shoes, all that good stuff. We'll come back to the bedroom arrangement in a minute. The other thing I like is you walk right in the door and the bathroom is right here and available. Now this floor plan may look eerily familiar to you. That's because this is essentially just a condensed version of another J-Flight SLX model, the 212QBW. That's a tandem axle, little bit bigger version of this little guy. What's interesting is it doesn't really do anything more than this. It just is a little bit bigger. It is, you know, nice to have that little bit of space. But if you are really just looking for a singles or couples camping experience, or with this big rear dinette, which can fold down into an adult-sized bed for very comfortable for one person. I wouldn't try to sleep a couple back here. You're gonna have to be very, very comfortable with one another. Kind of like trying to, you ever sit in a hammock with somebody else? You better know them, because you're gonna be on one another. Well, this is the same thing. So, like, instead of going couples camping, if you're going buddy camping, like, let's say there's two of you and you're going up, like, fishing or hunting or something like that, you can have a buddy back here, you can have a buddy on the front bed, and you can have two places for every buddy, you know, to sleep. Too many uses of the word buddy and body there, never mind. So, here's your little entertainment center next to your dinette. Extra little storage below, little stand here for anything, whatever, little mini DVD player if you want it. TV hookups up here. If you want to add a TV to that wall right there, remember you have wood studs in the wall. It's built in a very similar fashion to a home in that regard. So it's very easy to like tap into it if you want to add like a flat screen mount or something. But again, this is a camper, not an RV. It's not going to have a lot of flashy, snazzy stuff like that. This is something that is a little more utilitarian in design, but it's built right. It's still built like all the rest of the J-Flights. Like we have pocket screwed cabinetry. Let me see if I can do some even shottier than usual camera work. You might be able to see where this board actually screws right down into here. It's not stapled or glued. You get a lot of that scaled down construction in a smaller trailer. People, especially here in our Western culture, we are conditioned to look at and say, well, smaller means it's not built as good. That doesn't have to be true. It can be built as well and just simple. And that's exactly what this is. It's not built less than the #1 selling trailer on the market. It's just built smaller than the #1 trailer on the market. And that's a key difference right there. That is your furnace. Little cook area there, and of course we've got our gas and electric refrigerator with a small freezer pocket in there. So if you are going off the beaten path, you'll be all set there. You can keep some popsicles with you. Now, one thing they did right here is you have prep space. You have a nice chunk of real estate here. We have awesome oh, they put the wrong tag in here. This is an 18 gallon per hour water heater, not a 20. See that? Hey, we're all human. We make little mistakes. That's not the end of the world. Which, by the way, 18 gallon per hour water heater, that's a best in class feature in this class because it's gas and electric fast recharge, not gas only, and it has an automatic ignition on that gas side as well. So what I was getting back to, chunk of real estate here for prep space. Little campers usually get little kitchens, but because the kitchen is, in a sense, like in the hallway across from the bathroom, we've got good counter space here and good overhead storage above. This even has the same antenna system as the Big Brother J-Flight, and even, frankly, some of the like bigger fifth wheels at Jayco. This Winegard antenna system. What I like about this is you don't have to crank it up and down. That's actually one of the reasons I like their side-mounted air on here. Now, this is an 8,000 BTU AC, not a 5K like you usually find in this class. This is more than enough for this little space. Now, there are campers, and we sell some brands that have a full 13,500 BTU roof mount. Of course, that means extra cooling power, but frankly, this is more than sufficient for this space, so I don't know if that bigger AC is actually going to do anything for you. This, since it's mounted here, means it's not mounted above the trailer. That means that this camper has a lower overhead height and clearance than the models with an overhead AC. So, if you're trying to get it fitted into a door somewhere, like we want to park it in our barn, this is a very good series of trailer to do that because it does have a lower profile and height. A lot of these little campers, if you're lucky, they give you a shelf in the front here. Jayco still gives you a full cabinet. And that's a very, very awesome thing. They've also got some nicer hardware on here. You'd be surprised how quickly this stuff adds up. If you've ever done home remodeling, you understand how much these little things cost. The fact that they're putting nice hardware in here. The fact that they have tons. They have extra lighting under cabinets, and that's something that a lot of people don't think to look for when you're shopping. Extra lighting under cabinets. But when I don't have all this stuff turned on and it's a lot darker in here, then you can see the difference. And I like that it has a dedicated hanging closet. And I like that's right when you walk in the door. You can walk in, grab a jacket, walk back out. You're not trekking through your whole camper. And I love this big stand with an outlet right here. For me, I'm going to plug my phone chargers into it, but my parents, this would be their CPAP stand, you know? There's a lot of good things going on. I like how the bed deck actually hangs over here a little bit, so you got kind of a little shoe cubby tucked away in the corner, too. A lot of little stuff, guys, but it's the little things that make the big differences over a long period of ownership. So, give us a call. 800-256-5196, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Whether you're looking for hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, accessories, or anything in between, we only do everything here. So if you like this video, if you found it useful, all I ask is you give us a call. Give us a chance to quote something out for you, because you literally have nothing left to lose. You know, there's no harm in letting us put a quote together for you. You don't like us, that's our fault. You don't call us, that's your fault. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.